Hi, this is Sanjay Gangal from GIS CAFE. I'm here with Mehdi Boroumand, Managing Director at NPR from Iran. Hello, Mehdi.
Hello.
Mehdi, how has the show been going for you?
Well, it was perfect and better than every year before that.
That's great. So tell us about NPR.
Well, technically, NPR is a company in Iran well known as a geomatics solution provider. So we provide solutions in geomatics, and we do support our customers.
Okay. And what brings you to Intergeo?
Well, it became a custom for us to visit this event, which is very well known in international geomatics market. So we actually meet our friends and partners here, and we always try to follow the edge of technology to be innovative in our country.
Okay, and so tell us a little bit about Iran, some key figures and facts.
Well, thank you very much for this good question. Well, just to give a sense to the visitor of this video, I would like to review some key facts about Iran to have an idea about the size of our market. Well, Iran, with the area of 1.6 million square kilometer, is as big as 4.5 times as big as Germany, 3 times France, 5.5 Italy, 6.7 UK, and 2 times bigger than Turkey. But comparing with US, 17% of US in terms of area. And population is about 80 million people as a population. So these key figures, normally I use these figures to estimate the size of the market. I don't care much about the budget because normally with the policy of foreign investment, that's not the limitation.
Okay, so what is the geospatial market in Iran, and what is the potential?
Well, we have very well-educated people, normally graduated from States or from Europe. So in terms of education, the level is very high. But we had some limitations in terms of budget or politics or other reasons which limited a little bit the potential of our country. But in any case, we have an existing infrastructure which needs to be developed much more than before. So that's good news for those who are interested in our market.
Okay, and how do you differentiate Iran from other Middle Eastern countries?
Well, normally the typical mistake about Iran is that there are people speaking Arabic, but our language is Persian, and we do not understand Arabic. Although we learn and we study a little bit Arabic, so that's the first differentiation of language. So we speak Persian, which is totally different. And in terms of the education, the level of education of people comparing with the other neighboring countries in the region is very high, normally surprising the visitors. And it's much better in general terms, that much better than the image of Iran in minds of the foreigners who have never visited Iran, much better than their image, because normally the news exaggerated about some negative side or something like that.
Okay, and how did the sanctions impact Iran and particularly the geomatics market?
Well, it was remarkable. I cannot, to be honest, it was remarkably limited our potentials. But the good news is that it's recently been agreed between P5+1 and Iran, and for us it was a great news to be open again, and I would like to offer our country and our company as a gate to access that potential market for interested companies.
Okay, and how will it change, and what new opportunities come in with the lifting of sanctions?
Well, there are huge potentials in any aspects of our business, in any direction or any geomatics related subjects in our country, and that's a good news for the companies looking for a new market with excitement and passion. And I think, after the recent agreement in politics, we will have obviously, we will have a policy about the foreign investment, which will bring the money for the business. And considering the area and the infrastructures, the existing infrastructures, we need, in any aspects and any field of geomatics business, we have a lot to do. with help of our friends in Europe or in the United States or in Canada, wherever, to have big deals in Iran, hopefully together.
Okay, and what can NPR offer as a partner to any companies which might be looking for partnership?
Yeah, thank you very much. We already have some partners, but we are always open for the new partners because the Geomatics is always developing new technologies, innovations, inventions. So we are technically open, and I would like to offer our company as a gate to access this market. This will be an exciting market sooner or later. So I would suggest, I hope the interested companies approach us as a gate and as a potential partner or local friend, whatever you call it, and then we will work together for those potentials.
And how many people do you have in your company?
Well, in terms of size, before sanction, we've been 20 people company, but we had to minimize cost and size of the company, so we are 10 now, but we'll grow soon.
Okay, and certainly wish you the best. Now, what type of services or partnerships are you looking for?
Well, I'm a surveyor, so I always look for solutions to respond the need from the market of geomatics. For laser scanning, airborne sensors, satellite imagery, or terrestrial solutions. So there are a lot of subjects related to geomatics. Some of them I know by heart, and some of them maybe I have even no idea. So technically, all subjects related to geomatics we are much interested in.
And people should approach you for all of this geomatics and stuff in Iran or around the world?
Well, we focus on Iran. This is our technical territory that we are focusing on. So, but we are open for all measuring or metrology or geomatics, whatever related to geomatics. This is our favorite subject we would like to focus on.
And are there already existing databases for Iran available that you have access to?
Well, actually, technically we have, after 25 years being in this business, we know everyone in our country. So we started 25 years ago with Zeiss in Germany, and then Trimble, and then after sanctions, continued with some Chinese solution provider to be able to survive during sanctions. And now we hope that we can be back again with our friends in Europe and in other parts of the world to access and to actually approach other segments of the market. I hope I answered your questions.
Well, what I was getting to was what type of imagery data do you have easy access to, whether it's satellite or airborne, or would you be, let's say if somebody wanted, would you be running mobile mapping, or what type of data do you have access to, easy access to, that if somebody says, I'm looking for topographical maps, or if I'm looking for maps of Tehran, or if I'm looking for other maps in Iran. So what would be the natural thing that you already have access to?
Very good question. Well, at beginning, right after the agreement, there is some kind of sensitivity about those subjects. So at beginning, maybe it looks or seems a little bit tricky, but we are there and we can solve the problems. We know people in government, so we can get the permission if it's needed. So at beginning, maybe it's not as open or free as Europe or some other countries, and I'm sure that people, the visitor of this video, can understand why. But it's worth to try. So we work together and we work on those issues. For some of the data from our country, maybe it's been considered as a confidential information, or access is not easy like India or like some other countries for the satellite. But nowadays, satellite imagery solve all problems. So Google or EarthView, the big number of satellites with high resolution actually already solved this problem to access the imagery. But for example, for flight, permission from the government is required. So, but we know the procedures, how to apply those permissions. So it's not a big concern, but the fact is that we have some limitations in some cases. We are ready to solve and cooperate with the foreign companies to find a legal corridor to pass those issues.
And within Iran, do the utilities and government and let's say telephone providers for sewer, all the infrastructure, does the data already exist, or you will be helping Iran create the data?
Actually, yes. As a underdeveloping country, we already have some existing infrastructures, as you named, but we need development. So perhaps it's a good idea to do to start with a market survey in some way, so we can welcome those companies to come and visit us as friends or partners. As an initial step to do market survey, we go and visit some sites together, or if they need some information, we will provide those information to them if it's free. But in some cases, a visit is a must to understand better. But I can promise that it's much, much better than what they expect and what the image is in their minds.
One final question, which is in USA and Europe, the GPS data is available for all the drivers for easy turn-by-turn directions. Does something like that already exist in Iran?
If you're talking about AVL or GPS monitoring for navigation purposes, for driving, yes, we have some project, but not as wide as Europe or United States. We also have a CORS network in our country. Last year we won a tender to actually to establish a network based on the VRS concept, similar to Trimble, but using the Chinese technologies. We installed a software to cover 175 stations. We already have 150 physical cores there. Now we are working to improve this and to develop. And well, according to the plan, we need over 1,000 physical cores stations. So this is a promising news for that part. But if I understood your question correctly, if you ask about the navigation, right?
The reason I was asking was, is there a market for companies who are experts in turn-by-turn navigation, let's say whether it be Google or whether it's be TomTom or any other companies which have provided this traditionally in other markets? Is it an opportunity for them to work in Iran?
Yes, there is. Although we already have some limited size of the subjects that you named, but it's not wide enough, it's not countrywide or nationwide. We need help from those companies who are good at it, and we are there present. We offer ourselves as a local potential partner or friend, so they can use our channel to access those information, to analyze, to do the market survey, to find their proper position in that market.
Okay, and how can people find out more about NPR on the internet, and how can people contact you by email?
Yeah, unfortunately, we have a website in our local language, but by Google Translate, it's a piece of cake to translate to any language to understand our business model better. But they can also drop us an email to our address info@nprco.com. That's the easiest way to access us. And then, well, if they just search our complete name, which is Nama Pardaz Rayane, which is the short form is NPRCO, they will easily find us. But I think you also have subtitle about our email and our web address.
So check out nprco.com, which is a website in Iranian, but translatable from Google Translate, and also contact info@nprco.com for a lot more information about NPR services. Thank you very much, Mehdi, for coming over to talk to us. Have a great show.
And thank you very much for giving us this chance, because I know this interview was different, because you normally interview with a supplier and manufacturer. Thank you very much for giving us this chance to offer our country and our company as a gate to a new market for your visitors.
Best of luck to you.